Andrew Johnson, Minnesota State University. We're looking at whole language today. It is not a particular methodology, but it is a literacy learning theory that describes how human beings best learn how to read and write. It's an approach or an orientation to reading instruction, again, not a method, that seeks to keep literacy whole, authentic meaning real, and purposeful. We do it for real bits. The opposite of that is a BASO where you follow a scope and sequence and do artificial literacy tasks. This idea, whole language versus phonics, that's a silly question. It's not either or, because in whole language they teach phonics. I am the holiest of whole language teacher, but I believe, sister, in explicit phonics instruction. So when you hear this question, flee from the questioner because it's an irrelevant and silly question. We believe, us whole language people, that you need to immerse children as part of literacy instruction in real, authentic literacy experiences. That is the heart of literacy instruction. Now notice I don't say reading instruction and writing instruction because they both complement each other. We immerse them in real books that you read for enjoyment or to get information, or real writing where you write to convey an idea. Mechanics is taught in the context of these authentic experiences. You teach grammar, you teach phonics, you teach other word identification strategies in the context of real, authentic reading. It makes so much sense. Kid watching. Skills are taught as children are ready for them. That means a good teacher is a kid watcher, watching their students to see what skills they're having trouble with and saying, they're having trouble with the CH sound. I need to get a group and we need to teach that skill. Just as a wrestling coach, I would observe my wrestlers, I would see what skills they're having trouble with, and I would plan lessons based on their authentic wrestling experiences. The same with literacy. So, skills are taught as students are ready to use them. The opposite of that is a scope and sequence chart, prepared by a greasy little man, that guy right there, in New York, who assumes all students are standardized products moving slowly down a conveyor belt in some great educational reading factory. That's a silly idea. Scope and sequence identify specific skills to be taught in a predetermined order. And children are taught them, by golly, whether they need them or not, whether they are ready for not. It's based on this idea that one size fits all. We should teach all children in the same way, in the same fashion. That is preposterous. Human beings are not standardized products. Now, here's a scope and sequence chart. These are helpful in giving you a sense of what might be taught early on. But this idea that you're going to teach this and move on down this chart in this predetermined manner, that's absolutely silly. Human beings are not like that. I'm going to teach vowel digraphs and diphthongs, yup, and then endings, yup. I'm going to let someone else tell me what to teach. Silly. Don't abdicate your responsibility as teachers. I'm going to end here. The next video will look at characteristics of whole language.